Alright, what's good, everybody? Today's episode is brought to you by Get Upside, where you get paid to do something you're going to do anyway, and that's just fill up your gas tank. The process is very simple. Just download the app, open it up, find the cheapest gas near you, pump your gas, upload the receipt, and you'll get paid within 2 to 3 business days. Once you have the money in your account, you'll be able to cash out for Amazon gift cards, Lowe's gift cards, Nike gift cards, Target gift cards, Walmart gift cards, PayPal gift cards, and a host of restaurants. Oh, and did I mention the app is free? Yeah, free 99. Join using my link and you'll get an extra 15 cents per gallon cash back. The link is in the description box. Thanks for watching. Keep pounding.
What's up? This is Derek Brown of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Rashad and David of the Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Make sure y'all like them and subscribe. Keep pounding.
Yo, this is Panther legend Jonathan Stewart, and I just wanted to shout out to Rashad Beard and David Rhodes of Panther Nation podcast, the voice of the Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delone fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flag down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal, here's the Browns. He's intercepted by Keithley. Keithley inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panthers.
Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. And here are your hosts, Rashad Beard and David Rhodes.
Yo, what's good? Oh, what's good? Oh, they can't. Oh, testing. They can't hear me. Hold on 1 second. I know y'all can't hear me. Take it, Dave.
What's going on, guys? How you doing? This is the Panther Nation podcast. Rashad's trying to get the sound game going. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we good. We good. All right, what's good, everybody? What's popping? Panther Nation podcast. Let me get my light on, dog. I'm all discombobulated.
All right. Now it's fixed.
All right. What's good? What's good, man? What's good, dog? My bad. My apologies for the lack of preparedness. But what's popping, Dave? What's good? It's Panther getting that time. It's getting close.
Getting close, man.
Getting close. What's good, Dave? It's a lot to talk about, low key. It's a lot to talk about. If you haven't checked your email, Dave. But yo, before we get into all this though, how was the weekend, Dave? We got to get into how the weekend was.
The weekend was straight, man. It was a pretty chill type of weekend. I didn't do too much this weekend, but I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought some things, but other than that, it's been pretty low key. The day, I had a rough day today though, man. I went outside to go grab the garbage can to find that the garbage man didn't take my trash this morning.
It's a terrible feeling, bro.
No. It's more traumatizing when you look around and everybody else's trash cans are empty and mine's awful. Just chilling. Like, I had 3 trash bags in there. One got taken. The other 2, they was like, nah, we're not going to do that. And then it rained. So that means they attempted, left it open, water's in the trash can with the trash bags.
Hey,
so I didn't get home after East Providence was closed. So I'm sitting here irritated, and I'm like, I'm not rolling that trash back in my garage. So I guess this is going to have to stay outside today.
Yo, underrated homeowner issue, B. People don't talk
son.
about it. Underrated homeowner issue, bro. Facts.
Yo, yeah. I was not a happy camper when I came home today.
Especially when it's full too. Like if you ain't, sometimes you only have 1 or 2 bags in there. And
they
don't
full,
pick it up and
son.
it's full. Yeah, when it's full, you gotta wait all the way to next week.
I'm not waiting. I'm calling. They are coming back to get this trash.
Dave is a caller. Dave will definitely get. He will call. He will
coming.
call Dave will call the mayor, until this gets figured
sir.
out. That's how Dave is.
Look, son. No, because
that's crazy.
this week is only garbage week, so there's no excuses.
Right, I got you.
Dude, like cats across the street, all down the line got empty cans. Cats on my side of the street, all across the line got empty cans, except for me. I walked. I was like, yo, if it's somebody else, I wouldn't have felt this bad. Things happen. Nah, I was the one left out. I feel a certain type of way about that, man. I feel a certain type of way about it.
It's terrible, bro. Terrible, man. But yeah, man. For me, I ain't do nothing. Same old. I'm chilling, bro. I ain't been doing nothing. What did I do? I didn't even do anything this weekend for real. Like nothing, which is crazy.
Probably
but
watch
yeah,
some playoff games.
Yeah, I watched basketball. Watched some basketball, man. This basketball is dope.
Playoff games.
Saw Boston.
Man. Saw the Celtics get that broom out.
Shout out to Jason Tatum.
Yeah, get that broom out. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's comparing Luka to Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Which is not like Luka's legit.
Luka's nice.
Legit. Luka's nice. Legit. But let's slow it down a little bit. Just slow it down just a tad.
Yeah.
Larry out here winning was on the all NBA defensive team, and y'all talking about Luka's the next one. Now, Luka's good. Luka's balling. But let's see if Luka gets past LA first, and then we'll have some discussions.
The West is tough though. The West is tough. So
yeah. Good
luck coming out of the West. It's gonna be rough sledding. You got LeBron and company balling right now. Even though they doing all right. I've been watching the Blazers again. I only root for any teams that have Duke players on them. So that's all my squads, and it's a lot of squads I got right now. Go ahead.
Nothing. I was gonna say, there's a lot of, it hasn't always been that way, man.
Nah, that's facts. It used to be the opposite way. I remember as a Duke fan getting killed because we never produced NBA talent. I remember those days.
Well, shout out to the Hornets with the third pick, though.
Hornets with the third pick. I did watch the lottery. Shout out to the Hornets. I'm riding with the Hornets, man. Yo, I'm a ride. They got to get a Duke player. It's not happening this year unless it happens in the second round. Because we don't have any lottery. I mean, we got Vernon Carey, but he's not a lottery.
We don't know if Jordan's gonna allow all that, man.
Now he's had Duke players before. He had Gerald Henderson and all that. But I'm just saying there's not one high enough, right? In this year's draft, there's not a Duke player high enough in the lottery for them to get. But
I get it. I dig it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm thinking the Hornets go and grab your boy from I'm hoping they get LaMelo low key. Like LaMelo would bring a different kind of energy to Charlotte, man. LaMelo would be dope. Your boy from Dayton?
It would be wild if y'all get LaMelo, considering that the dad of LaMelo pretty much said he could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1. That, and the 1 second that Lamar shows up to a game, Jordan's gonna walk up to the court and be like, "You can beat me 1-on-1?"
Yeah, he been quiet though. He been quiet.
Oh yeah, because you see what happened to his son.
Obi Toppin, thank you, Big Bassin or Basin. I don't know how to Bassin. I'm assuming. I think that's a fishing. Yeah, Obi Toppin. Yeah, him or I'm not a fan of the guy everybody's touting as the number 1 overall guy. I forgot his name. I don't even know these cats. That's how whack this draft is to me. Like this draft is not top heavy at all like it usually is. Yeah, Edwards. Edwards is the cat. I'm not too high on him. Anthony Edwards. Yes, that's correct. Shout out to Marcus. But yeah, I don't even know none of these dudes, man. Wiseman was dope. Wiseman was solid until they kicked him out of Memphis. But yeah, man, he was balling. He was. But Wiseman to the Warriors would be tough. Wiseman to the Warriors would be tough.
Yeah, of course. Luckily the Warriors didn't get the first pick, but still, 2 ain't bad.
Wiseman can shoot too. He's very versatile. So anyway, man, I like this draft it doesn't have the stars like the typical drafts, but I think there's some guys that could turn out to be really nice. But I do agree with Marcus. I think the Warriors are going to trade the pick too. They would be remiss to go ahead and go get some veteran talent to add to that already decent, really good roster. But all right, Dave, that's enough with the NBA talk. We got a lot to talk about. So let's just get into this. Did you check your email?
Yeah, I got the slides.
All right. So yeah, all right. So first of all, we got to bring it back, reel it back in to some real life stuff. We got to talk about former head coach Ron Rivera. He was diagnosed with a form of a cancer, squamous cell I don't even know what it is. I never heard it in my life. But essentially, he was checking himself, doing a self check. He detected it himself, and luckily, it's at an early enough stage to where it's considered very treatable and curable. So that's a positive. But I just wanted to take some time out to wish Ron Rivera a speedy recovery. Which is very interesting because you think about all the stuff going on with COVID. I wonder if that makes him. That's got to make him super high risk, right? Like he can't just be out there.
No,
No, man. No, I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking.
It would make him high risk from that standpoint. But at the same time, if the NFL legitimately puts the proper precautions that they're supposed to, then it might not be that bad, right? If they because if you put in the proper precautions, it might not be that bad. But we'll see how it goes.
And I heard he's struggling with the roster too. I think I read an article. I was just clicking around. I googled Ron Rivera, and I saw an article where he realizes that he's in for a struggle this year, and he kind of admitted to it. So the roster is. I mean, Ron to keep it real.
Ron to keep it a buck because
he has his coach speak moments, but he does. He does. He does.
I mean, he's probably doing the thing that he did when he first came to Carolina. He was like, "Well, we're young, trying to figure it out." So he was pretty blunt about that when he first came to Carolina. It's not gonna be. He ain't gonna fix the Redskins overnight. It's gonna take some time.
That's what he said. So, but yeah, man. Shout out to Ron Rivera, man. Again, I don't wish that upon anybody. Ron Rivera is a good guy, man. Hopefully, the good karma that he's built, come back to him. Because he's a really good person, and a lot of people like him. I think he's a very likable guy, and I hope he recovers from that, man. Shout out to Ron Rivera and speedy recovery, man. I don't want anybody that cancer.
And
no joke,
he said he's gonna coach through this. So
yeah, he said he's gonna coach through. He said it. I mean, he said he caught it early enough, and it's curable. So I think he should be fine. Hopefully he's fine, and everything will work out, man. But shout out to Ron, man. All right.
Shout out to Riverboat.
Okay, that's it for Ron. You good?
Yeah, I'm good on Ron.
All right. Good. Let's move on. So we had this little testing debacle, Dave. There was a testing debacle that happened, and essentially the NFL released a statement. Do you want to read that statement, Dave?
Saturday's daily COVID testing returned several positive tests from each of the clubs serviced by the same laboratory in New Jersey. We are working with our testing partner, BioReference, to investigate these results, while the clubs work to confirm or rule out the positive test. Clubs are taking immediate precautionary measures as outlined in the NFLPA's health and safety protocols to include contact tracing, isolation of individuals, and temporarily adjusting the schedule where appropriate. The other laboratories used for NFL testings have not had similar results.
Yeah, man. So
layman's terms. The lab is trash. They don't know how to test these cats. And they need to be fired.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, yeah, that could be the case. So the affected teams were the Bills. The Bills report at least the Bills told reporters that at least 10 teams were impacted. I know the Bills were impacted, the Bears were impacted, the Browns were impacted.
The Patriots too.
The Patriots were impacted, the Jets were impacted, the Steelers were also impacted. So there was a lot of teams that send their tests to that New Jersey lab. The Panthers were not infected. Infected. We weren't infected or impacted. We weren't infected or impacted. But yeah, man, it's crazy out here. And then a couple hours ago, Shefty comes out and tweets from his source a total of 77 tests in question from 11 teams, and all in the one New Jersey lab all came back negative. So they retest all those tests. All those tests came back negative. There was a total of 5 labs nationwide that service 32 teams. So they'll probably just replace that joint. And then, so since the week of August 12th through the August 20th, they've tested about 58,000 people. 58,000 tests were administered to 8,000 people. players and personnel, 23,000 tests administered to players, 35,000 administered to personnel, and 0 positive tests among 6 new confirmed positive. Bro, so nobody's getting the COVID, B, from the NFL. So that's pretty amazing. As far as this testing thing goes, there no teams are being impacted, which is, I mean, Dave, do you question the validity of this, or do you just think the NFL is kind of like, all right, let's just make this thing work? You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy theorist Shad coming out.
They had positive tests prior to them coming back, right? Because like players like Ezekiel Elliott got it and things of that nature. I'm not ready to say that, oh, it's a sham. I'm not ready yet. But man, because they're not in a bubble. So this goes completely against everything that's been happening too, right? Because some of the teams have done like a bubble type setting, but they're allowing folks to go home.
Yeah. I mean, all the Panthers we don't have a bubble. All the Panthers go home. We haven't had one case all year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody.
But it might have been a situation where they talked to the players that, hey, man, don't be out here riding dirty and out and about. You need to stay your behind home.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably gave the talk and maybe folks took heed. But this is an example of what happens if you're given instructions, you follow the instructions, nobody gets affected.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nah, I mean, I think
this is good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if it's working, whatever they're doing is working. Hopefully, it's not a sham. I'm not here to spread conspiracy theories or anything like that. But I'm just reporting the news. If we take the news as it stands, I mean, this is great news, man. I mean, this is great news. I mean, it's still very early, but it's great news as far as the testing goes.
Yeah, this is outstanding. This is outstanding news. So I'm very curious to see how long this lasts once we start hitting folks, and once folks starts traveling to other cities. It's one thing to be zero negative test, no positive test, and you're just isolated within that one town that you're doing training camp.
Right.
It's another thing.
Traveling.
When you start getting on that road, hopping on these planes.
Facts.
It's a different ball game then. But I don't think they're doing bus to bus. They're still hopping on these planes. Now they might. Now, granted, most of the flights are chartered by airlines, so we'll see how it goes.
Facts. But yeah, man, it's all good. Everything looks good so far. Let's keep our fingers crossed because I'm excited, man. If you can't tell, you can't see me right now, but y'all saw me earlier. I got the headband on that I picked up from Walmart. Yo, I'm ready, man. Yo, I'm loving it.
You know, it's funny. I'm canceling fantasy leagues right now. I ain't gonna be hardly being many full season ones. This year I'm probably focused primarily on weeklies because
that's probably smarter at this point.
Yeah, well the thing is, like, I'm gonna be in probably like one big money league, but that's about it. But most of the leagues they haven't set up shop. So, and I was asked to take on the commissioner for one league, and I said, hey, are you guys in? And only 3 people responded. So I'm about to cancel that because I'm like, we're just gonna hold off to 2021. Because I don't like playing fantasy leagues unless the money's collected prior to.
Yeah, facts.
So,
but yeah, man,
I will be playing DraftKings.
Yeah, I think that's a smarter way to play. If you're gonna play, a weekly is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, sure. Which makes me want to buy some more DraftKings stock because I think a lot of folks are gonna be thinking that way.
Lancadia Holdings, dog, that too. But yeah. All right, so let's move on from the NFL COVID. We're not quite out of the whole COVID discussion, but out of the NFL talks. So this takes us to a question, Dave. Will the Panthers have fans in the stands?
No.
I don't know, Dave. I don't know, man. I'm here. I got boots on the ground, Dave, and I think it's looking pretty likely, dog.
Not full capacity.
Not full capacity. No, some fans.
Oh, I meant to talk to you about this, man. Did you hear what Jerry Jones said?
Yeah, I saw that. Well, we'll talk about that.
Oh, you're gonna okay, all right.
I mean, we'll talk. Sure. We'll talk about that, and you can bring it up when we get to the Cowboys. But yeah, I heard what he said. But yeah, so essentially with the Panthers, there is no tailgating. So there's no tailgating allowed, which sucks because that's one thing that could have. I mean, if we can't go to the game, at least we can go out there and kind of tailgate. You know what I'm saying? That would have been dope. So, but they're not allowing any kind of tailgating. The Mecklenburg County Health Director said, "Nah, we good. You can't do that." However, Roy Cooper said, "Listen, we holding off. We still in phase 2. So we've been in phase 2 for a long time. What phase 2 essentially means everything open except for gyms and bars, pretty much. All right, and so
That's y'all phase 2?
pretty much. And then
So they're not open at all, or just no gyms or bars, period?
No, gyms can be open for like, and they're open, but there's special rules like if
there's restrictions.
you
Like
got
phase,
you got like you gotta have like a doctor's note and all that stuff. But they're open, but only for like special. They're not fully open like before. But bars they stop serving alcohol at a certain period of time, or a certain time of the day at night. But Dave, listen to this. This is no coincidence. What Roy Cooper did. All right. So Roy said that we're gonna stay in phase 2 to at least September 11th. Dave, when is our home opener? The 13th. So yeah, that's no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That's no coincidence at all. So I think at that point a decision will be made, and I haven't been following the numbers from Mecklenburg County, so I don't even know where we're trending. I hope that's a good thing.
I've been following the numbers for Rhode Island.
What y'all looking at?
We trending up. To put it in perspective.
Yeah, schools open?
Yeah, we're gonna be open. Daycare's still open.
No, but your public schools open.
Well, school hasn't started yet. We don't start until September 14th.
Damn, y'all start late in the month.
The original start date was August 31st, and they moved it to the 13th, to the 14th.
But y'all will start in school, or it's all remote? Oh yeah, y'all definitely about to spike.
Well, we're spiking now before school starts.
Hey, wait till.
To put it in perspective, over the weekend, Massachusetts had 100 cases. Rhode Island had 130. Rhode Island only has 1 million people. So Massachusetts probably has close to 10 million, maybe 5 or 6 million. I don't know what the pop. Either way, it's way more than us, and they got less cases. So
yeah,
and they got
that's
a more
tough.
crowded city, Austin. So
yeah, but so that's essentially where we stand from Charlotte. I mean, to September 11th, if we start climbing down or going down, then I really feel like they're gonna open things back up. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Oh well, let me get to this first. All right. So, did you watch the restart episode from the
I
Panthers?
did not. I started watching it, but then I.
So I mean, you ain't really missed nothing. This episode was whack. But the biggest takeaway was that they brought in Honeywell to, I guess I'm sure they had several companies, but they're bidding to have these to provide PPE for the fans. They're the Panthers. I say that to say the Panthers are prepping as if they're gonna have fans. Okay, they have done a lot of. Watch this, Dave. So they have these little packs that they plan on giving out. I think for free. The way they were talking about, they were gonna give these to the fans. So I think they're gonna hand them out for free, and then they contain a mask and sanitary wipes. So. If you enter the stadium, you get a mask, you put on your mask, and then you have some wipes just in case you gotta, wipe your hands or whatever. But then, Dave, if you look at some of the things they're doing inside the stadium, I mean, they got walkways, they got, they're marking off the sinks, they got I'm telling you, the Panthers are prepping as if fans will be in the stands, dog. They are prepping as if it's gonna happen.
It won't be all of them though. There's
no, not everybody. No, I think it's 25%. It's not gonna be all of them for sure. It's not going to be all of them, but I'm sure they are prepping to have fans in the stands. And so Marcus asked a question: what if the fans refuse to wear PPE once they get in the stadium? I'm sure they will be escorted right out the building. Because if you listen to that interview with the Honeywell guy asked him, the representative from Honeywell asked him and said, "Hey, it depends on what your goal is. Is your intention to protect the players, the fans, whatever, or both?" And the Panthers personnel guy said players first. So they don't care. They don't really give about I mean, they care about the fans, but telling you.
But the thing is, in their eyes, they're probably thinking they're probably gonna make you sign a waiver too before you go into the stadium.
Exactly.
So they're probably thinking, yo, as long as I protect these players, we good. Let's just protect our
And
behind on the fan. And I don't blame them because you got idiots, man. They're gonna take the mask off. If most folks don't wear the mask right anyway.
Yeah, listen,
I've seen more noses now than I did before we had to start wearing masks.
Wow.
Because now it's more noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Dave. And I was gonna say this is what I was gonna say prior to we starting this subject about the stadium. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind going to a game. I'm gonna be completely honest. As long as it's socially distanced, it's open air. It's not like it's a dome. You know what I'm saying? It's open air stadium. If we 6 feet apart, I don't think I would have a problem. I don't think I would have a problem going to a game.
Yeah, in that stadium, yes. In a dome, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a dome, you got circulating area. If that doesn't have a vacuum in it, I
think. No, but you can just open the door. You can just open the roof and just open the door. There's a vacuum-like experience.
I'm just saying, if we ain't got the vacuum-like experience, then I'm good. I'm gonna stay at the crib.
That means you'll go to the Cowboy Stadium.
No, I'm not going to the Cowboy Stadium, dog. if you let Jerry tell it,
Jerry, if not the Jerry gonna feel
full capacity stadium if it's open up to.
And you know
Jerry
what?
Jones.
People will still go.
Yeah, they would, especially in Texas, bro. Come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I would feel comfortable going to a game. Like if I could get tickets to the opening game and it was available, I would go. I think I would go. Open air, 6 feet apart. I don't like people anyway. Like I'm an introvert and all that, so I think I'm good. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said, Perth. It's no different from going to the supermarket. I'm touching all this stuff.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that, man. So over the weekend, I did have to go to Apple to get one of my AirPods replaced because it was under warranty, and I didn't want to wait till next week for an appointment. And let me tell you something, dog. Apple's got a setup where you get your temp checked before you even get to the store. Like you get your temp check, and then you walk over. You got to check in, and then they'll let you know when you can come in. So they're real serious about limiting the amount of people that's coming into the store right now. Whereas right now, if you hop into a grocery store, all you got to do is just walk through the front door with a mask on, and you in. They ain't doing no checks. They ain't checking for costs. They ain't doing none of that. They could have done that, but it would have taken another week. And those are the pods I used to work out with. So those are the only pods that I have that are water resistant.
Yeah, that's what I did. I ordered because I didn't know you could replace one iPod or AirPods. Excuse me.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you said something. Because I definitely put in an order today. Matter of fact, for my left AirPod. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened to it, but I lost my left AirPod. Let's just say I lost my left AirPod, and it's been out of commission for a couple months, and I didn't know. I just held on to them, but I didn't know you could order one AirPod. But
you got the regular ones, or you got the Pro?
I got the original joints, the original AirPods.
Yeah,
but yeah, I didn't know you could do that. I know.
Yeah, the newer ones are water resistant, so that's what I used to work out in. So you know.
Yeah, I found out the hard way. Mine wasn't water resistant, Dave. I ain't gonna tell you what happened to it, but you can deduct. You can deduct what happened. But yeah, terrible. But yeah, man. So that being said, Dave, I started looking at the numbers about stadiums and what other teams are doing. There's a good portion of the NFL that aren't having any fans in the stadiums, and a lot of some teams have made the decision throughout the year, but most of the teams just said, "Hey, we're not going to have fans through September," and that's what a lot of the teams have done. As far as people that's going to have teams that are going to have fans, the Dolphins, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Colts, Jaguars, Chiefs, Chargers, Cowboys, Bucks, and Rams, they all said they good. They gonna have people. They gonna have people
Bucks,
in the
Dolphins out here talking about we gonna have these
and the Jaguars, too.
Well, they already they don't have to do anything in their stadium. All they got to do is just let everybody
just open up,
just open that joint up.
Full capacity.
They don't sell out anyway. So
that's
their
funny.
Full capacity is 25%. So they cover they'll be covered. You ain't got to worry about getting a Rona if you go to a Jags game.
Yo, that's funny. That is funny.
I mean,
but so I looked at how that impacted the Panthers. Just looking through the schedule, and there's only one team that isn't having any fans the entire season. That's the Redskins. So the Redskins already said we're not having fans the entire season, and that's the
Not
only
the Redskins, the Washington football team. The Washington football team.
My bad. Slap on
and
the
then
wrist.
and then on top of that, we got the Rivera. We should have just found a Rivera picture.
I know,
with the
man.
Panthers
My
logo
bad.
in.
My bad.
I just thought
man.
about that.
Yo, my bad. The Washington football team will not have any.
Held to the WFT, soon to be WTF.
Yo, that's funny.
So,
But yeah, the red dadgummit. The Washington football team will not have any fans at the stadium. So when we play them, we'll be in an empty stadium. Other teams, I'm sure by the time we play them, they will have fans in the teams. A lot of people aren't making decisions until October, and we don't play any road teams that won't have anybody in the stands. So anyway, like Tampa, they're gonna have teams in the stands. Players in the fans in the stands. Damn, can't talk, B. But yeah, so that's really it. We'll see how it goes. We're not gonna get any kind of advantage by not having any fans in the stands. The only team's is Washington. All right. So moving on. Speaking of some of the other changes that's going on, have you seen the bunker suites? There's a picture of the bunker suites, Dave. I hadn't seen them until I hadn't seen a really good up close picture. That's pretty dope.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's probably gonna cost a grip too.
Whew. Ooh, and a year off since they couldn't probably fill them this year. It's gonna be tough. Them joints gonna be high.
Like $5,000 a pop.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Are those bleachers or those seats? I think those the stand
up. Those look like bleachers. Those are probably spots for them.
Bars. Yeah, there's probably stand up bar stool things.
Yeah, there's probably somewhere they can go to chill out to watch the game live and in person.
Hey John, we didn't sign Cam Phillips. We worked him out, but we didn't sign him. I don't know if he's gonna sign or not. But Cam Phillips is essentially the dude that PJ Walker was linking up with in the XFL. That was his main target. That's who we worked out. So we didn't sign him yet. Anyway, all right, moving on. Training camp continues. Let's get it. So Dave, everybody is talking. Not talking about it. Y'all really wanted Yetur Gross-Matos to start, and it looks like he's gotten a black jersey. Okay, so shout out to Yetur Gross-Matos for getting a black jersey. However, this was at the recommendation of K'Wan Short, which is very interesting. K'Wan Short essentially went up to Matt Rule and said, hey, how about giving some of the 2s and 3s some opportunities to play with the starters to see how they react? I find it very interesting that had to come from K'Wan Short. I mean, is that not something you would do anyway, Dave? Would you really not, like...
Rivera wouldn't.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Was it for a rookie?
Yeah. That's a good point, Dave.
Nah, Rivera wouldn't. So, I mean, even if the fact that Short did it and Rule took heed, that's points for Rule.
Yes.
I'm giving Rule some points for that.
Yeah, so Adarius Taylor, the linebacker we signed a couple weeks, he's been seen in the black jersey. Troy Pride has been seen in the black jersey. So there are guys that are rotating in to get starting reps. So it's interesting, man. I just find it weird how K'Wan Short, the recommendation had to come from K'Wan Short to do that. But yeah, guys are getting opportunities.
Considering too that there's no games being played in the preseason, I think this helps too. It gives folks a fighter's chance to get that starting spot.
Yeah, I don't think Rivera did the separate jersey color thing. This is new. I've never seen this before, so
no,
I don't think he did that. So maybe they did get reps. I don't know, but I don't know. But yeah, I just found it interesting, and then especially with so little time. Like Marcus points out, that you only got 2 weeks really left. You still rotating. You haven't found a guy yet.
But at the same time, like when you're talking about the defensive line, they rotate them out anyway.
For sure.
So I mean, that isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but the cornerbacks are getting rotated out, in and out.
Well, they need to be. No. They need to be. They need to figure out which ones are best.
Yeah, that's true.
Our cornerback situation is hurting, so they need to do that. I am open for them to rotate anything they want on the defensive side of the ball. They need to put the best 11 guys out there, period. Because our defense is going to be atrocious.
Yeah. Yes, it's not looking pretty. But all right, let's move on. So here's some injuries that we need to talk about. Curtis Samuel had hamstring tightness. That's never a good sign when you have hamstring tightness.
Guy, but he came back.
Fast guy. He did come back, but that's something to keep your eye on. Because I remember we talk about this all the time. I never forget seeing David Geddes run up and down that hill because of hamstring tightness. I never forget it, and he never really recovered from it. So just keep an eye on that. Something to watch. Hamstrings are never good for speedy guys. Okay, it's not a good thing. Seth Roberts is in the concussion protocol. Everybody's favorite undrafted free agent Omar Bayless has knee swelling, and I think he underwent surgery, arthroscopic knee surgery, to check out what the issue was. He still is in a red non-contact jersey, so I don't know if he's going to be coming back, but that sucks for him because I think he was having a really good camp, and that could open up some opportunities, which we'll talk about later. And Shaq Thomas had groin tightness. I think he returned as well. Tyler Larson did not practice today, and I don't know what the issue was. Maybe it's just a veteran day or something like that. I have no idea. They didn't release what the injury was, so interested to see what happens there because with Tyler Larson, that's a nice depth play that we have, and we may need him in the long run. But yeah, so that's all I got for injuries. It's something to keep an eye on. Any concerns, Dave, about these injuries?
I feel for Omar Bayless because he probably was going to make the team.
Yeah, I think he was on his way.
I'm taking Curtis Samuel off my fantasy draft list.
Dave, he came back, B.
I don't care. He ain't even starting. We good.
Well, I think we run a lot of three receiver sets. I think he'll be out there.
Yeah, but he would probably be the fourth option at best.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Counter McCaffrey.
I see what you're
saying.
Now
now your hamstring's tight. I'm good.
Okay, well that's fair. I can't argue with that. All right, so let's take a look at these roster moves. We signed yet another linebacker, and we signed this Kare Vidvik dude. We picked him off of waivers from the Vikings. I think
we know why. We watched the video. We saw the beautiful footage.
Yeah, we did see the punt that went over the rafters. And you know what's funny is that I watched his interview, and we give David Newton all kind of crap about his reporting, but he did have the balls to ask him about that. And so shout out to him for asking the direct question. He pretty much said, he had a bad day, and it is what it is. And he lived to fight another day. But that essentially did cause us to bring in another kicker, okay? And so we have another kicker / punter for some competition. Dave, what's interesting down here is who we waived. So we waived Dave Reese. We waived Andrew Vollett, which is the guy that we all projected would make the roster because we picked him up from the Chargers and had a good day. We immediately cut him. Not even a week afterwards. He didn't even last like a week.
Guess he didn't have a good week, huh?
Guess he didn't have a good week at all because he came back and got cut, which is not good. And then the most interesting cut, Dave, Jordan Scarlett is up out of here, and I think this it opens up some interesting questions, man. And I think what makes you rarely see a GM cut his own guy. Like he drafted the guy not too long ago. It's 2 years ago he got drafted, and
2019, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about Hurney's draft history in a second. I have it pulled up, but yeah. So like, it's very interesting. But I think this shows clear power with Matt Rule, right? So Matt Rule has his guy, and the fact that this dude is making a GM cut his own guy lets me know who's really wearing the pants, all right? And this is why I asked the question. Who you talk about GMs and you talk about head coaches, who really drives the direction, right? And in my opinion, it's always the head coach. You know what I'm saying? The GM, yes, he makes the moves and he signs the players, but it's the head coach that gives the direction, right? And this is exactly what I was talking about. Because, again, Hurney drafted this dude a couple years ago. It's rare that a guy gets drafted and then get cut within the rookie contract. It's just rare, especially even a 5th-round pick. It's just rare that it happens. You know what I'm saying? And he even Galden too. Galden's up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know, man. I don't know, but
it's interesting to say the least. I will say that because he was a 5th-round pick last year. We thought that he was a shoo-in to make the roster, and he's out the paint. But that tells me what they think of some of the other running backs that they have, like a Mike Davis.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Hold that thought, Dave. Hold that thought. But what's really interesting though, I think the thing with Jordan Scarlett, and I think y'all killed me because I did this on the film review. Y'all killed me after we drafted him. Ha ha ha! We drafted Jordan Scarlett, and you didn't like him on your film review. But what was pointed out, what I saw was the lack of versatility, right? So we're seeing Matt Rule fall in love with versatile guys. I mean, he had Ian Thomas doing long snapping. Okay, he's trying to find multiple ways. He's trying to find guys that can do multiple things. And I think Jordan Scarlett was one dimensional, right? He's a between the tackles running back, and obviously, if you look up and down the running backs roster, all of those guys do multiple things, and I feel like Jordan Scarlett was the odd man out. He's not that multiple pass catching back that the others are, and I think that's why he got cut. That's just my opinion. I don't know that to be 100% fact. Again, just my opinion. But Dave, let's take a quick look at Hurney's draft history, and let's see if we can kind of figure out. We're talking Hurney 2.0 here. Hurney 2.0. Let's take a look at the draft picks and kind of see, is Hurney doing good or is he doing bad? Okay,
about the same.
That's a good observation. So this was the 2018 draft, Dave. 2018 draft right here. And as you can see, obviously DJ Moore, we got Dante, we got Rashawn, Ian Thomas, Marquise Haynes. Not a bad draft, okay? But when you go back and you assess these, listen, I can't. It's tough because you can't cut a 3rd-round pick, okay? You can't cut a 3rd-round pick. Like in order to build a successful roster, you have to draft well. And this is not good. And I know now we have a new regime in town, so it kind of hits the reset button. But this is why we've been set back so far, because we can't. It's great that you knock the 1st-round pick out the park every time, but if you can't hit in the later rounds, I'll just point to our division rival. Look at the Saints. Look at how the Saints draft. If you go in their draft, you'll find some late round gold there, and that's what allows you to build a successful roster when you can get those draft picks they excel and you don't have to pay them a lot of money. Right now, we're having to go out and get some undrafted free agents to fill these rosters because we can't draft. You know what I'm saying? And that's why our cap is always jacked up. You know what I'm saying? So Dante Jackson, round 2. I mean, the jury's still out, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. Rashawn Galton's out of here. Ian Thomas, I'm not quite sold on Ian Thomas, and the fact that they're still trying to figure out how to use tight ends in this system, Joe Brady's system, doesn't just scream. Although I have read that he's getting more active and more involved, I think they're starting to figure it out. Maybe he'll turn to a green because I think he has a lot of potential. I like Ian Thomas.
I think Ian's talented, but I think this is going to be a different scheme than what we're used to having. This is going to be more pass happy, but the pass happy is going to be more focused on the running backs and the wide receivers, not so much the tight end.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead, my fault.
So the tight ends are going to probably be more. They're probably going to block more.
Well, I don't know because in LSU, I mean, we saw Randy Moss' son. Yeah, Randy Moss' son got off. So I mean, I think he knows how to use tight ends. And I think Ian Thomas is a very capable pass catcher and blocker. I don't think it's him, man. I think he goes to another system. If he goes to like the Ravens, like he would be like a Pro Bowler. Because I think he's that talented. It's just the way we use him. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way we use him. I'm concerned about any times. Marquise Haynes, you know, Matt Rule gave him some props today. He gave him some props about it, but you know, exactly. You know what happens.
But then again, he gave Mike Davis props too, and he survived for now.
For now, yeah. You never know it. You never know what Matt Rule. He tends to just throw things out there, and you never know if that's good or bad. With Marquise Haynes, I'm not sure about Marquise Haynes. Jermaine Carter, Andre Smith, they getting lost in the sauce. We should not have to sign this many linebackers if they panned out. We wouldn't have to sign all these linebackers. So I think they are really in danger of getting cut. So I mean that's not a good look. And then Kendrick Norton, we know what happened with him. He got cut, went to Miami, and lost his arm in a car accident, I think. So brutal, man. Yeah, Kendrick Norton. Brutal. Yeah, that sucks for Kendrick Norton, but I hope he's doing well. But you know he got cut the year we drafted him. So 7th round picks, I didn't even grade it. I didn't ding him. So I'm not really concerned about 7th round pick. That's not a big deal. So if you go to 2019, Dave, look at 2019. You know, Brian Burns out, great. Greg Little, I don't know. Will Greer, I don't know. Christian Miller not playing this year. Jordan Scarlett not on the team. Dennis Daly, I think Dennis Daly could have a lot of potential.
That was a good pick for him.
And then Terry Godwin, not on the team. All right, so let's look at these grades real quick. So Brian Burns, great. I think he did a great job there. Greg Little, I have him red because I'm just concerned about this dude's health long term. He cannot stay on the field with the concussion protocol. I'm just concerned with his. I mean, he's healthy now, but can he stay healthy? I'm concerned about him.
I don't think he's gonna get cut. I just could see him retiring early. He keeps getting these damn.
Exactly, but that goes into the red grade for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the fact that we had to go out and we spent a 2nd round draft pick on you. The fact that we had to go out and get a Russell Okung, that's no bueno for me. You know what I'm saying? That's no bueno. And I just think that high of a pick, you need to pan out. Will Greer he was borderline red for me, but I think he's starting to turn the corner a little bit. And we'll talk about him a little bit later. Christian Miller, yellow. I'm not gonna knock him for not playing due to COVID. I can't knock him on that. Jordan Scarlett, again, 5th round pick. You need some of those later round guys to pan out. Dennis Daly, I think he's starting right now, starting left guard as far as what I saw from the scrimmages.
So for a 6th round pick, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you knock it out of the park. You get a green pick, a green dot for that. So I'm cool with that.
USC.
Yeah. So Dave, so is the punter we got. So which way you want to go, Dave?
The punter was trash.
The punter to kick the ball out is his best friend. So you can't if you take one, you gotta take the other, Dave.
I'll take the heat. Look, man, punters and kickers aren't important anyway. We good. Get them out the paint. Just a dozen. We can find another one. And that's exactly what we did. We brought in the brother to put in the work. So we good.
Just checking.
Nah, I'm consistent. You're trash. I don't listen. I ain't got time for the foolishness. You're trash. I ain't got time for that.
That's
figure out what level of trash you are. No. You're trash.
That's funny.
You can go to Yale, Harvard. You're trash.
Yeah, and then Terry Godwin, obviously not on the team. He got cut last year. It's not soon. I think he didn't make the team. So, again, I'm not gonna knock him for 7th round pick. That's cool with me. But yeah, man. So it's just like these drafts, you gotta draft better. And I think, and Dave, I think you hit it right on the head. It's much of the same. Hurney, from a draft perspective, I'll give Hurney credit. He's fixed some of the wild and out spending issues that he had. I'll give him that. But from a draft perspective, he's the same dude. Like he's the same guy.
The same guy.
Yeah, and I think we got to get better. We got to get better drafting.
He's the same guy. And I argue he made some blunders, some vicious blunders.
Yeah.
That kicker thing, I'm not going to let that go.
Yeah.
I'm not letting that go, Marty. I can't. Because the other kicker became an all-pro. We out here still trying to figure out kicker. No, I cannot let that go.
I thought kickers didn't matter, Dave.
Well, man, look. Punters definitely, no. Kickers don't matter because you can find another one. But when you have somebody that's really good, you can't let that go. Like, we ain't have no all-pro punter. You can get him out the paint. You kick the ball outside the freaking stadium. You hit a freaking Carl trial road to you need to go. Like you need to go.
Yeah.
But you out here, no, man. Like
I agree.
Bucker was out here.
Bucker was nice.
Killing these joints, man.
Bucker was nice, and we knew
When he
Bucker
was
was
with
nice from
us.
the jump. Yeah, we knew Bucker was nice from the jump. It didn't take much to see that Bucker was nice.
You know what? They knew he was nice from the jump too.
We knew.
You know
we
why?
knew Marcus. Marcus, we knew.
No, we knew. You know why we knew?
Because he made the roster. He made the roster.
He made the freaking roster.
He made the roster.
Kickers.
He made the
roster. They said, "Oh, we're gonna keep 2 kickers." Like,
yeah,
you don't mean? What do you mean? We absolutely knew they were trying to trade somebody, and it backfired.
Now
should have just let Gano go.
We knew he was good. We knew he was good for sure. I remember watching him in at training camp. I knew he was good.
Yeah, he was
and
legit.
We knew he was good. He was legit.
Look, he wouldn't have made the team if he wasn't legit. Period.
Facts. That's a fact.
He wouldn't have. Why would you keep 2 kickers if he wasn't legit?
Facts. I agree. I'm not arguing with you, Dave. You looking for me to argue with you? It's not.
No,
me.
I'm not. No, we're not doing that today. It's just it's Marcus. Maybe we'll have a conversation later about it. But man,
I got you. All right, so that's Hurney's draft history. It's got to get better. And again, Marty Hurney is under a contract year, and we brought in a vice president of external operations, a player, whatever. And maybe he kind of takes over, and Hurney slides into another role. And we all tout him as this great college scouter, but it has not translated in the draft for real. It hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. It's tough with Hurney, man. We got to draft better. And this year we won't know. I mean we've got two players starting. And I think the biggest thing with these rookies,
3.
Well,
between the 2 drafts, 3.
Well, no, I'm talking about this year's draft.
Rookies.
Okay, I'm talking about 2020. We've got 2 rookies starting, and I think the biggest thing with the draft picks is opportunity, right? A lot of players don't get the opportunity to show off their talent. Well, obviously, we already know Derrick Brown's gonna be a beast, but Jeremy Chin, he could be a very good player. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have the opportunity. And I think a lot of the rookies, they just need the opportunity to play. And once they get the opportunity to play, you find out real quick whether they're gonna be nice or not. And so I think he could he bounce back this year? I don't know, man. There's a lot of I don't know, man. It's tough. There's a lot of it's all defense, and our defense is trash. So we'll see how well that turns out. All right. So moving on. It might not show. And again, I like to give drafts 2 or 3 years to pan out. We're a little early on the 2019 draft. It's great as far as a grading perspective. I like to give them 3 years to kind of work the way out and see how it goes. But I'm all set on 2018. 2018 is not very good. 2019, the jury's still out, especially for Will Greer and Greg Little for sure. Greg Little's got to be the in order for this draft, in my opinion, what the thing that could turn this draft around for me is if Greg Little becomes a starting left tackle and Dennis Daly becomes a starting left guard or right, whatever, on a starting offensive lineman. If that works, if that pans out, this draft will be a great draft. And then Will Greer turns out to be some kind of miraculous trade bait, this will be even better draft. But I'm not sold on Greg Little. I'm just not sold. So we'll see what happens. All right, moving on. All right, so hey, I brought back stock up, stock down, just a training camp edition, okay? And I picked 3 stock ups, don't have 1 stock down. All right, it's pretty simple.
A nice guy.
I'm nice, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me because I'm going off of other people's opinions. Really, during training camp, I like to get my eyes on the players, and I can make my own decision. I'm no pro scout or anything, but I have a good enough eye to see who's out there making waves. But I have to go off of other people's opinions, other people's data, and things like that. So that's kind of what I went off of. All right. So first stock up, Miles Hartsfield, Dave. You don't know who that is, do you, Dave?
No, I heard about him.
Okay.
He's the one that plays on both ends.
Yes, he plays on both ends. This dude is an undrafted free agent that we picked up out of Ole Miss as a DB, all right? This dude is playing both sides of the ball. He's playing defensive back, and he's playing running back. I think this partially contributed to Jordan Scarlett getting the hell up out of here.
This dude got Jordan Scarlett out the paint.
He did. I think he did get him up out of here in combination with Mike Davis. Dave, but you can go ahead and talk to your Mike Davis point that you were gonna say earlier. But I think Mike Davis, they like Mike Davis a lot. I think Rule likes him a lot, and I think Mike Davis does have that versatility. You know, a lot of people talk about Mike Davis and his cap, the little cap hit that he has, the $2.8 million that we could save. But I think he's gonna play under that cap and get that money.
He might be the handcuff.
Yeah, I think he is. I think Mike Davis, they like him between the tackles. He can catch the ball. We've seen Mike Davis do this with other teams, so it's not like he can't. And then you got Miles Hartsfield, who can play both sides of the ball. He has hands. Obviously, as a cornerback, you would think you have decent hands. I don't know, man. I think Mike Davis will be the goal line back. You're not getting that kind of guy here, and I think McCaffrey's gonna be that goal line back. We've seen McCaffrey line up at the goal line, so I don't think the goal line back thing is kind of an outdated question at this point because we've seen him, and yet you can use armor too. Good observation, Panthers guy. But yeah, man. I just think this dude has been balling out. Again, you show that versatility. It's all good with Moss Hartsfield. I think he's got a pathway to make the roster. Go ahead.
I see Pablo said neither is better than Bonifon.
True.
Well, if that was the case, then Bonifon should be the number 2 running back, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
I think Mike Davis is going to be number 2. I think Bonifon could be number 2, but I think Mike Davis is, and you can't even forget about Bonifon. But I do think we keep 4 backs. I think we keep 4 backs. And even if we don't,
count Miles
as a DB, exactly. If you keep him as a DB, you have that 4. You keep 3 running backs and have him as a defensive back. So I think he's gonna be.
If Miles plays special teams, bro,
activated.
He'll get activated every week.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
So now he's got 3 roles.
Exactly. And I think he's gonna play that role. I think he's gonna make the team. I think we had him making. No, I don't think we had him making the team. We'll bring up the roster changes. We'll bring up the roster later on in the show. But yeah, man. So that's kind of where we're at with Hartsfield. I think he's definitely got to stock up. I think he's working his way onto the roster for sure. The other stock up, Dave. Go ahead and take a bow. Dave.
I will.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Brandon Zeischer. I told you he's gonna make the squad.
Go ahead.
I'm standing by. I live by it.
Last week, Dave was pretty adamant about Zeischer making the team, and I was like, nah, Dave. But no one could predict Omar Bayless going down. But I think with Omar Bayless going down, I really think that opens up the door for him.
Yeah.
I think it puts a stamp on. He probably could have made it anyway, Dave. He probably would have made it anyway. But I do think this opens the door for him. He's been showing out the scrimmages. He's been showing out one-on-ones. I've seen him burn Eli Apple. I've seen him burn Dante Jackson. All of our either that's a bad thing for our corners, or Zeischer's out here doing all right, doing good work. So I think he's having a good, especially since Bayless went down. He's having a good camp. And again, I see Pablo again. I don't think he took Weatherly's spot. We're talking about Gross Matos. I don't think he took Weatherly's spot. I think he's, again, I spoke to that earlier about how K'Wan Short made that suggestion to allow other guys wear the black jerseys and get opportunities with the starters. I don't think he's overtaken Weatherly. I think Weatherly gets to start week 1. All right. So yeah, I just think I think Zeischer is making the team, and he's been playing very well. All right. So that's all I got for Zeischer Dave. Shout out to Dave for calling that. All right. So and Will Grier. Will Grier is another stock up and the reason why I have Will Grier stock up is I really honestly think he's gonna thrive in this system. I think this is taking him back to his college roots. People forget, man. Yo, Grier was a decent college quarterback in West Virginia.
Some folks had him higher than the guy that got drafted.
This dude was slinging the rock. I mean, it was a lot of vertical, wide man out, wide sets, a lot of receivers on the field, and I think this is taking him back to his comfort zone. I think he was kind of forced in a situation where he wasn't quite ready. I watched his interview, Dave, and he mentioned that he had trouble with calling the plays. He had trouble calling the plays last year, and he said that he's with this system, he can digest it a lot better. And there's no coincidence that Joe Brady coming from college, he gets the terminology a little bit easier. And I think it's been said that he's kind of overtaken PJ Walker. And PJ Walker's been quiet, B. PJ Walker's been quiet.
PJ Walker
And
might
I
get the axe.
think Will Grier has worked his way up into number 2. You know what I'm saying? I think he's worked his way up to number 2. I want to see him in the system. I wish we had preseason, man, because I really want to see him. I think he can work. And again, this is where we have to go work. Keep in mind, we're going off of other people's reports here. This is not with my own 2. I have not seen it with my own 2. I've seen clips, but I have not seen it with my own 2 yet. And unfortunately, unless Teddy gets hurt, knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen, we won't get to see Will Grier with our own 2 eyes until maybe next year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only going off of reports, what I'm hearing, and I think with what I'm hearing, Will Grier is looking nice out here. Dave, any thoughts on Will Grier?
No, I'm happy for Will. I'm curious to see how it's gonna go because it sounds like Marcus was saying that they're working on another quarterback. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, PJ, man, might be.
PJ
might get up out of here, man. And listen, I was excited about PJ, but I haven't heard anything. I was gonna put him on stock down, but I didn't do it. Just because I wasn't gonna put him on stock down just because Will Grier's outplaying him. Again, he came from the XFL. I wasn't gonna do that to him. I feel like that was unfair. But
he was on pace to be the XFL MVP.
He was, but that's the XFL, Dave, not the NFL. And I didn't think it was fair to put him in stock down. So I didn't do it, but I was going to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with PJ Walker moving forward. But they did interview him. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. But Will Grier's looking nice, man. Will Grier's looking nice according to everybody else. All right. Moving on. That was my 3 stock ups, Dave. Can anybody guess who my stock down is? I only have one. Can anybody guess who it is? Somebody already said it in the chat earlier. I'm gonna give y'all a second to see if y'all can guess.
Matt Knows Nothing had an interesting comment.
What's that?
D-Jack on the wrong side of highlights.
Ding, ding, ding. You hit it right on the head. You're the winner. Dante Jackson has... Dog, you are number 1 corner. You are number 1 corner, right? Where is the hype? Where is all this hype around you working out with Ryan Clark? All I've seen is you getting dusted, B. Every receiver. Zylstra done put you into work. Dante's put you under. Fam, and listen, maybe it's not his fault. And I don't think he's been put in the best position. I don't think he's a number 1 corner. You let him tell it. He thinks he's a number 1 corner. But I don't think he is. I don't think he's a number 2. I think he's a slot guy. And we're gonna be bad. And I hope I eat my words, Dave. I hope I can eat my words and this dude turns out to be the next Deion Sanders. But I just don't think it's gonna work out for him at the number 1 corner. He's gonna get toasted. You put him on a Mike Evans, put him on a Michael Thomas, put him on a Julio Jones. It's not gonna be pretty, man. It's not gonna be pretty. He's not number 1 cornerback material, and I hope I'm wrong. Please tell me I hope I'm wrong, because our secondary is not good. It's not good. And listen, we talked about how I talked about prior to last season, or I guess shortly after last season ended, about how we need to invest in the secondary, and specifically cornerbacks. The analytics say that the cornerback is the most valuable position on defense. And you need to invest some high draft capital into some cornerbacks. That's why I was so big on Okuda. I was so big on some of the top cornerbacks because we need to fix our cornerbacks. Eli Apple ain't it. He ain't it either. That's just a stopgap. You know what I'm saying? We need a number 1 cornerback. So we need to solidify that. Dante Jackson ain't it. Dave, what you think about Dante Jackson?
I knew he was gonna be stuck down when you didn't give him the capital D in his first name, man.
Oh, did I?
That's the moment when I knew he was gonna be stuck down.
Yeah.
But seriously, man, like I think in his mind, like you said, in his mind, he thinks he's the number one corner, but it doesn't show, and he's getting dusted by a lot of these receivers, some that might not even make the team. So when you start thinking about that, something's gonna have to give. But I know that shutdown corners don't grow on trees either. So I'm hoping that Phil Snow.
They grow in the draft typically in the first round. So you have a better shot. They're a little more fertilized, Dave. The fertilizer is spread a little bit better in the first round. Maybe we should get one there instead of waiting to the fifth round where the seeds don't sprout. The seeds don't sprout that good. The trees don't sprout down there.
He went to DBU though.
Hey, I can't tell.
That's tough.
I can't tell, Dave.
Dag, now we're like everybody's like Bradbury. He is not. He's not Bradbury.
No, he's not. I don't think he is. I don't think Bradbury is that great either. But I'd take a Bradbury over a Dante right now. I'm not paying Bradbury all that money he got paid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's tough.
It doesn't help with Bradbury showing out. Supposedly Bradbury's doing well in Giants training camp, huh?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
That's what somebody said.
And this is a great point that Jared makes. TJ Green was a safety. This dude's a converted safety. He hasn't played cornerback position, Dave, and he got the black jersey. He had the black jersey first. How does this dude get the black jersey first and he never played cornerback before?
Because he probably had the instincts that some of these corners don't got.
I don't know, man. Look,
man, I already told y'all how this season's gonna be. I said it clear as day. I said, I think our offense has the potential to be top 10, but our defense has the potential to be bottom 3. So we're gonna have to outscore everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just tough, man. And I see Cali Blue's comment about shout out to Cali Blue about the front four play. That's an old mindset, man. We got to get out of that. If the front four play well, then we good. We got to get out of that mindset, man. I'm sorry, because you can neutralize that by getting rid of the ball quick. That can be neutralized. A cornerback is always something that has to play no matter what. You have to man up on your man, and cornerbacks have to stop plays.
But at the point of that, right? So even if you have an elite front four and they give the ball up quicker, then it's just got to be folks that can tackle, and he doesn't do that either. So that's the issue too, right? So even if we had an elite front four, even if we had that, it'll be irrelevant because our guys got to know how to tackle. And the only one that's back there that can tackle is Trey Boston. If he gets past the linebackers.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. We got to get better cornerbacks. We got to get better cornerbacks. And I think Dante would be a good slot corner, a good nickel. I just don't think he's a good number one. He's not number one material. Listen, I hope he shuts me up too, man. I hope he come out and ball. Please, I would gladly eat this crow if he turns out to be the next Deion Sanders. I would eat crow for every episode.
I'm not even asking for that. I don't need him to be the next Deion Sanders.
Who you asking for, Dave?
I just need to be a number one corner. I don't need him to be Deion. I don't need him to be the greatest corner ever. Like, I don't need that. Like, I mean, maybe be one of the best Panther corners ever, but you don't have to be Deion Sanders.
I don't know. I need.
I need him to be a one. I need him to give Julio and Mike Evans some occasional fits. But right now, it looks like they're not going to have any fits.
Yeah, I think Chris Gamble was good. And somebody saying we never had a true. Bro, we had true number ones. We had Josh Norman. He was a number one. We had
Lucas was a 1-2.
We've had number one cornerbacks before. We gotta get out of this. Listen, I know we've been fed this. And I know we've had great front fours in the past. I know it. You ain't got to tell me, bro. I get it. But we've got to invest some draft capital in these cornerbacks. You cannot. And no, Bradbury would not be it. And we're not paying Bradbury $16 million. He's not worth that money. You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to find one in the draft and we've got to do a better job. We've got to do it, and hopefully Troy Pride pans out, man. Some of these guys, I don't know, man. I'm hoping, but I just see us getting carved up because you can neutralize a front four very easily by getting rid of the ball quick. And especially with undersized cornerbacks getting bodied off the line of scrimmage like Dante Jackson, put Dante Jackson on Mike Evans. He'll just get bodied at the line of scrimmage and become wide open within a millisecond. There's nothing you can do about that. Put him on Michael Thomas. He gets bodied at the line of scrimmage. You need a big physical cornerback that can body, that can man up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll I don't know. Let me stop. I'm getting animated.
Getting emotional.
I'm getting emotional, man. All right, let's move on. That's all I got for stock up down. Is there anybody else I could have put here for stock down? Anybody? Is there any more nominees, Dave, out there that you can think of? Anybody in the chat? Any more stock down nominees I could have put down there?
Greg Little.
He gets credit just for being healthy right now.
Nah, fam.
He gets an even stock for me just for being healthy.
Nah, fam.
Charles, the punter, he wouldn't get stock. I thought about it.
Why not?
The punter.
Did you see what he did last week?
He did. That was awful. Scarlett, I could have put Scarlett there, but he was already cut out, and I don't know. I wasn't gonna put him there. Charlton, I'm not mad about him.
Curtis.
Yeah.
The same, I guess he was having a good camp, so he got hurt though.
Yeah, Curtis was looking good. Curtis was fine.
Yeah, he had a good look camp.
That's all I got. That's all I got for Stockton. Okung is all right, man. Leave
the linebackers, Carter and
I heard good things about Tahir, actually. I heard good things about Tahir. O-line, maybe. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe if I'd have seen it with my own two eyes, I would have put him on Stockton.
Eli Apple,
I could have put for Stockton. I could have put Eli for Stockton.
I don't care about Madden, guys. I just want y'all to know that. I just want to be clear. I told Madden gets competition I have no interest in Madden. I thought about buying it for GameStop just to return it in 48 hours, and I decided against it.
Yeah.
But they'll let you return the game and get all your money back.
Yep. So just addressing some of these people, I wasn't going to put Omar Bayless in there for getting injured. He was having a great camp. If anything, he breaks even for me. Jermaine Carter, I could have put on stock down. That's a good point. I could have
linebackers, Carter and Smith.
Carter and Smith, I could have put in. I could have put both of them.
Yeah. The fact that they're still signing linebackers is everything you need to see at this point.
Yeah. All right. So other than that, Dave, we got 20 more days. 20 more days until week 1. It's coming up, man. Next thing you know, it'll be here. Next thing you know it'll be out here. We'll be ready. Ready for week 1. But let's update this 53-man roster real quick, because some changes have been made, and we need to update it. So I
think we're gonna be able to. I think we have a chance to beat the Raiders week 1.
I think so too. I'm a little bit more high on the offense and defense right now. I think Derrick Brown's gonna be a monster. But I think the offense is going to be fine, given the weapons that we have. I think we'll be just fine. We'll be able to put up some points when necessary. I think it'll look different from last year. I think you won't see a lot of 3 and outs, and I think we'll move the ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing this offense for sure. Looking forward to seeing this offense. But secondary is going to get beat really bad, really bad. So let's let me see. Get this. Let's get this popping. All right. So here is the updated roster. Let me get y'all zoomed in a little bit. So we got two slots to fill, partially because who did we have up there? We had Scarlett. I think we had Scarlett as a starter. Or not a starter, excuse me, as in making the roster, and we had the tight end making the roster. So we got to fill those 2 spots. So we can quickly go to DBs and cornerbacks. I think we already talked about Hartsfield. We had him on the practice squad last time. I think he's gonna make the roster. I'm gonna make that to an A for active. So right now we have one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6 cornerbacks. Any other cornerbacks you think gonna make the team up here, Dave? I don't know if Cole Luke is practice squad eligible, but I don't know. We had some practice squad joints to fill too. Earl Thomas is not coming to Carolina, B. Yeah, I think Ross would have been nice to bring back. Justin Bird, I only did 3 for stock up. 3 for stock up. Let's see here. So we're up to 52 now because I think Hartsfield is gonna make it. And tight ends because we lost the tight end. Do we need to add a tight end, Dave?
How many tight ends we got?
We got 2 right now.
Yeah, we'll probably pick up one,
but
but if we only come up with 2, that says a lot about the position.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, man. So
I want to keep the 2 that we got, Manhurts and Ian.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Hemingway. If we keep another one, it'd be Tamrick Hemingway. Or that Kyler Robinson kid, I've heard he's been getting some reps.
Everybody's like, go get Moss. What's the point of go get Moss? He couldn't even make the roster where he got picked up.
Because Joe Brady's here and he was his offensive coordinator.
Oh, that's a good point. But he'll still be the 3rd option.
I wouldn't be mad at it. So I'm gonna put the active for under Hemingway, and we PS this other tight end. That's what I don't know. I don't know if that practice squad is gonna hold, but we'll see. So now we are back up to. I think we're up to 53 now. Yep. Now we're back up to 53. Let's take a look at the other positions. See if we need to make any changes. Quarterbacks. I think we're still good with the 3 quarterbacks. I know we're still working out guys, but I think that's just people doing their due diligence. I don't know if that will actually stick. So any moves on the running backs, Dave? I mean, quarterbacks.
Nah, I think we're good.
Running backs. We've got Mike Davis, Bonifon, McCaffrey. I think this holds for sure. I think this is locked right here, because I think you got the other running back in Miles Hartfield at DB. So I think this holds.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Let's see. We did tight ends, offensive line. GT and center.
I don't see PJ getting cut because I think somebody said that PJ might get cut. I don't think PJ's going to get cut because I think they're going to keep 3. It's a new team. It's a new coach. So I think he's going to keep 3.
We've already got 10 offensive linemen. I think that's enough. I think that might be one too many, to be honest with you. You keep 9. I think we added on an extra one last time. Let's take a look to see if we can take a. I don't feel great about taking the lineman away, just because I think we've had issues in the past with keeping offensive linemen healthy. But I think if anything, one of these dudes goes to the practice squad, and we add a position somewhere else. So that's our offensive line as it stands. Tyler Larson, Matt Paradis, Schofield, Miller. Those are two veterans. We've got Sam Tecklenburg from Baylor. He may be a guy that goes to the practice squad. Brandon Bowen, that's another practice squad candidate, but I like him a lot. Dennis Daly, Matt, I don't know who that is. He made Greg Little, Moten, and Russell Okung. Yeah, so that's our offensive line. I just think I don't know. I think what happens here is I think Tecklenburg goes to PS, and I think we could look to add that on to another position. That's just my opinion. Fullbacks, we only got one. Armor should be having A, yes. So that's the offense. Defense, Did you have anything on the anything else on the offense, Dave?
Nah, I think we're good on the offense.
Let's take a look at the special teamers. Long snapper, kicker. So you still think that your Charleston's gonna make it, or do you think the Vivek dude?
Vivek's gonna make the team. You're gonna swap him out right now.
Dave, man, you hating on your fellow Gamecock.
No, I'm not.
His number was 8.
Execution means something, man.
I think he's gonna go to the practice squad. Let's see. So that's your specialist. Let's take a look at the tackles and ends and edges. That's these guys. All right. So Miles Adams, we had the practice squad. Gross Matos is a lock. Zach Kerr is a lock. I've heard good things about Zach Kerr from your boy, from Matt Rule. FA making the roster. Weatherly making the roster. We had Jelks making the practice squad. Derek Brown making it. Brevion Roy making it. Burns, Marquise Haynes, who was a late add. But I think this is pretty solid too. Any more additions, Dave, here?
Nah, I think this is good.
FA is not going. FA is on the FA is practicing. He's getting reps at interior defensive line. He's gonna make the roster due to his versatility. All right, so
I've already lost like 70 pounds, bro. So how much weight you need me to lose?
He said you could take on Matt Paradis. He said you could beat Paradis right now.
If I was 350 pounds still, you might be right.
Jux, we're in 73. I need to update that. Appreciate that. Got to update the spreadsheet. Shout out to NQQ Jeffrey. Appreciate that, broski. So I think this is solid. Only other thing here, I could see maybe Jux adding more D-line depth. Because I think FA gives you that versatility. You can play both inside and out. I think Gross Matos will also play inside and out. So we'll see. All right, let's see what happens. Going to the linebackers. All right. So we got Jermaine Carter making it. We got Jordan Kunashik making it. This is where I think the other one goes to Darius Taylor. I think Darius Taylor's been playing well. He had a black jersey on today. If you doing enough to get a black jersey, I think you're well within your means to make the roster. This is my opinion. Any thoughts on the linebackers, Dave?
Yo, I'm wondering, where's Andre Smith?
Andre Smith he did not make the roster.
Team.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't make the team. Okay.
So y'all saying take Jermaine Carter out and add Julian Stanford? Is that what y'all saying? That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing in the chat, Dave.
He might make the squad, man. I wouldn't be shocked if Carter and Smith get the axe. That's for sure.
Yo, me either, man. You bringing all these linebackers, you bringing them in for a reason.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take out Carter and I'm gonna put in Stanford. Ooh, we making some bold moves here, B. Yeah, that draft class is. We got to go back and take a look.
We got a bold coach. We got a bold head coach too. So.
Shout out to Jared. You was thinking the same thing I was thinking. That draft class is gonna look awful. But I had those dudes in red. I said they were in danger for a reason.
But
they were in danger.
But like I said, we're getting the same Hurney. It's not even 2.0. It's like 1.0569.
1.0? He not even. We can't even get him a 1.5.
I gave him 05. I gave him a 05.
You gave him a 05. A 1.05, Dave. So what I'm saying is he can't get a 1.5 to round up to 2?
Or not even a 1.1. So I'm trying to be nice.
Dave, jeez.
Dude, he's the same guy.
Hurney has not got extended yet. He's not getting extended. If you haven't done it by now, he's not getting extended.
If he gets extended, it'll be because of the owner. Then there'll be a different type of power struggle we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think the owner does respect Marty, so if the extension happens.
Those linebackers are looking bad, though, man. We got to get a linebacker. I hope some of these. I like Jordan Kunashik last year. I thought he played well. They really like a Darius Taylor. And if you look, Dave, what they're looking for is age, because the guys that he hyped up Jordan Kunashek, he hyped up Adarius Taylor, 29, 23,
29, yeah.
and then if you look at Julian Stanford, he's 29. So we've got some older guys. Even look at Tahir Whitehead. So they're looking to get some age in that linebacker room, and I think that's kind of what they've done so far. So that's okay. So they're saying Andre Smith makes practice squad. Okay, I'll give him that. I think we have some practice squad spots available. I'll give him that. Carter as well. I don't know, man. I think one gets left.
You had Carter making the team, so that would make sense. If you're gonna give somebody a practice spot, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna give it to Carter. I'm only giving it to one. I'm giving it to Carter. We got 3-4 linebackers already. I would probably take it away from Franklin because he's a Temple guy, but I don't know. I think he likes that ranginess. Again, look at the 6'3". I don't know, man. I don't know. I made the switch though. Carter making the team. I think he might make it too. We'll see. Where else haven't we looked? Haven't looked at the cornerbacks yet. We did look at the cornerbacks already. Cornerbacks, DBs, and safeties. So we've got Eli Apple, Dante Jackson, Troy Pride, Derek Thomas, TJ Green, Miles Hartsfield. Derek Thomas is the one that I think that can go. I don't know. I haven't heard much about him at all, but because he's a Baylor guy, we gave him the nod. I could see him making the practice squad. I haven't heard nothing about. I think we were struggling to fill the roster out with some talent, so I think we just added him last week. But I haven't seen him do anything, to be honest with you. That cornerback room is not looking good. But I can see him. I can see if they're gonna keep. What's gonna happen is if it's not Derek Thomas, it's gonna be Stanley Thomas Oliver. So we can flip those two. I think that's what it's. This is probably more realistic. But I haven't heard good things. I haven't seen good things with my own two eyes with Stanley Thomas Oliver, to be honest with you. He's been getting torched, and he's still learning the position. So I can see that switching, if anything. But yeah, it's not pretty. You guys are right. We got it drafted into the fertile ground of the first round with a cornerback. It's got to happen. It won't happen next year because we're probably getting a quarterback if we're bad enough. But we'll see. And then the last one was safeties. Safeties, yeah, we think all these guys make the roster. That's a pretty safe bet. I think they changed the practice squad rules, so Elder will still be eligible. He will still be eligible for practice squad. They changed the rules. I bet Robinson is struggling. I haven't heard a peep from him. And that's the guy with all the NFL experience, not NFL, but all the pro experience from the XFL that they hyped up. I wasn't happy with that pick when we picked it, and I still ain't happy with it. He's one of the guys I wasn't really happy about.
Yeah, he's gonna make the team though.
I only have 51. Let me see. 78. That's why. It's 81. There we go. All right. Are there going to be fans? We talked about that earlier. That's all I got, man. So do y'all like the roster moves? We got some bold moves in there, man. Some pretty bold predictions. We'll keep that prediction going as we proceed through training camp. All right. Any more thoughts on the roster and how training camp is going, Dave?
Nah, it's going as good as it can. I'll tell you that. It's going as best as it can at this point.
All right.
So
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got here, man. We haven't taken calls in 2 weeks just because it's been so much content. Any free agent cornerbacks on the market at this point, bro? It's a little late. It's a little late. If they were going to do it, they would have been brought one in. But I don't know of any off the top of my head, to be honest with you. I don't know of any free agent cornerbacks. Do a call show next week? I might have to.
Well, we got the draft next week, so.
Oh, the live draft? You want to do a live?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it live.
I couldn't tell you who to draft. I would be going off last year.
Wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, it's pretty much the same folks at the top of the list: Caffrey, Barkley. So.
The win loss prediction gonna look rough this year. It might. We'll see, man. I'm pretty optimistic, man. I'm pretty optimistic. I think we'll be fine.
You're more optimistic than what we were when we did the predictions. That's for sure.
Yeah, I am. That's true. That's just because I got to see, man. I'm a C type guy.
I think Rule. I don't think Rule wants to be 4-12, yo.
I don't think we're gonna be 4. I don't think we'll be that bad. I think at worst we'll be 6-10. At worst.
Yeah, you're super optimistic.
All right, 3-13. Sheesh, y'all boys. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. All right. That being said, man, we got the draft next week. We're gonna have some more training camp news next week. So I don't know if I'll be able to. Maybe we can do all the guys call in for the draft, so we can all have y'all on at the same time. While y'all are drafting. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what we'll do next week. But all right, that being said, we're about to get out of here. Any last words, Dave, or final words for the show? Not last words. That sounded morbid. I didn't mean to say that.
That's fine. Last words is okay. No, I'm good, man. We can go in and close it out.
All right, let's get up out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Panther Nation podcast hosted by Rashad and David. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you are notified when new episodes are posted. You can also catch episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and Podcast Addict. Review and rate this episode 5 stars and share it with all the Panther fans you know. And always remember, keep pounding.
All right, peeps, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for today. Keep pounding. I'm excited, man. 20 more days and we got football. I definitely will be live streaming the game, or the reaction of the game, not the actual game. And I can't wait, man. Can't wait. I'm ready. I'm excited. Hopefully it all goes well and we'll be able to see some football for the entire season. All right.
Yeah, it should be good, man.
All right, man. Peace out. We'll holler at you next week. Peace out.